Hi, and welcome back to CP's Notebook, where I let you in on my process on my current works in progress. I'm CP, and today I am coming at you guys with another video from my trilogy series on YouTube. And if you can't tell by my face, it is the first thing that I'm doing in the morning today. So no coffee, no anything else. I literally just brushed my teeth and was like, I need to strike while the iron is hot. So I have been thinking of and dreaming of the book that I'm working on currently, which is my trilogy. But it's the second book in the trilogy. And this one is Project Carnelian. It focuses on the events of Angel and Daniel after Project Blue Skies. So it's right after everything that happened. It's the elopement and then drama. And it's not even so much drama as it is more so a family emergency that turns into some drama. But I'm not going to get all the way into it just yet. But the thing that I was thinking of today is themes, right? I wrote this note for myself yesterday that I know where the characters start in the second part, right? I know where they're going. I know what the third book and the fourth book and the fifth book may look like. I just don't know exactly how they get from point A to point B in this book, particularly just yet. So, where I'm at right now is formulating the journey from point A to point B. Excuse me, and I've already gotten a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot, but I've already gotten some of the chapters from the beginning to like the midpoint. And I think right now it's really just figuring out what the theme of this book is after the midpoint. The inciting incident is very big. Since this is a series where I talk about the books in depth and talk about the work that I'm doing in order to create them in depth, I think it's important, or at least it's appropriate, to tell you guys what the inciting incident is. So, the inciting incident is that Daniel's mother passes away. And so sad, Miss Celeste was so nice, okay? But at the end of the day, my girl wasn't taking care of herself, okay? And some things had perspired, that ended up being, discovered too late for her to get any real help. So I did write a little sheet for myself. So let's just look at it really quick. After his mom's passing, and now he has the business in his hands and he's having to adjust to having more responsibility, adjust to working with new people. They are making like some big life decisions at this point, right? The way that I sort of plotted out, very bare bones, very skeletal, plotted out this book, it's sort of a mix between the hero's journey and like actual story structure. So yes, at this midpoint in the book, as Daniel is getting acquainted with his new responsibilities, and as Angel is finding balance between taking care of herself in this pregnancy and also doing her schoolwork, we see them configuring their life to this new world that they're in now. Especially because his mother has passed, and that's the reason why he has these new responsibilities. Daniel is really feeling the brunt. He is feeling the weight of this balancing act that he has to do. And though, he recognizes that Angel is happy, there is some stress on her as well, just a little, because she's seeing her husband struggle like this. And I wouldn't even say struggle, but I think, of course, he takes his mother's passing hard because he spent a lot of his life with her. This is his mother in all senses of the word. This is not his biological mother, but his biological mother passed while she was giving birth to him. And later on down the line, Celeste met Daniel and took him in after his father went into jail. So this is his mother in all senses of the word. Not biological, but he still has very strong ties to her. And so he does take it very hard because this is the only mother that he's ever known, right? His first mother died before he could even meet her. And though his biological mother is just as much a mother to him, even if it's just spiritually, I feel like Celeste is really that for him. But because he's balancing so much and he's feeling the weight of this balancing act, he starts to feel like he wants out of the business that his mother passed down to him. This is, I would say, a little foreshadowed throughout the beginning, and then, it is gradually a decision that he starts to make, like, all right, I think I'm gonna get out of this because I want to be able to live life with my family. Like, I just got married and I want to be able to look after Angel during this pregnancy. I want to be able to spend time with her that is not encompassed by this business that I have now. The regroup is pretty much that Angel is supporting his decision. She's like, whatever you want to do, I got you. Like, it doesn't matter whatever choice that you make, I'll be here to support you. The reason why he ends up going the other way is a couple family members that he does not really know. Let's make that clear. He does not know these people, but they are biologically related to him, right? They come out of the woodworks, fly themselves to Italy, and find themselves on his doorstep or the doorstep of his mother's estate, where he and Angel are now living. They are like sending condolences, whatever, saying their respects. At the end of the day, Daniel realizes I don't know these people and they don't know me, so they want something from me. They all cousin this and cousin that and family this and family that. It don't feel right. But as he starts to ask these questions, like, what do y'all want from me? Why are y'all here? They start to get a little active. They start to act like they want some static. They want a little bit of, they want a little problem with them. And Daniel has to make a decision on whether or not he wants to kill this family that he does not know in order to protect the family that he was growing. It's sort of, as I was thinking of this conflict and what exactly would make him want to choose to stay, I was thinking that it had to be something that made him remember who he was. And when I say that, I mean Daniel is the unofficial heir to this empire that Celeste, his mother, has built, right? Even though Celeste has a daughter, she doesn't really think that her daughter can withstand, she can't really handle all of the responsibilities that she has been raising and nurturing Daniel to be able to handle. Of course, these are things that he wanted before because he saw her getting the money. He was like, I want in on that. And she started to teach him the ways of this business. He is the heir to this empire. As he realizes that this doesn't feel the same and I want to be able to take care of my family without having to deal with this extra responsibility, having to deal with being interrupted, having to deal with taking care of other people just because we're running a business together or they are a part of this business with me. He needs something to remind him that you are the rightful heir to this. Like, this is for you. Like, Celeste literally has taught you, guided you up to this point of getting this business because she wanted you to have it from the beginning. She knew you were going to be the one. And it does not feel like that right now because she's not here. It does not feel like that right now because you're hurting, because it's like, oh my God, my mama is gone. I don't know what to do without her. But at the end of the day, you need to remember who you are. And that's why, and this is something, okay, this is something that 100% came up when I was saying this. It's like, it's giving, remember who you are, Simba. It's giving, like, everything the sun touches is yours. And I know it hurts because they're not here anymore. Right? And this is father for Simba. This is mother for Daniel. It hurts because they're not there anymore. But that's why you need to take your rightful place on the throne, boo. Can't nobody do it like you. And you don't want nobody that's random coming in and taking what's yours. Rightfully yours at that. Like, you didn't come in here and steal it. You didn't come in here and start regulating like you knew what was going on. It was handed to you. It is yours to have and to keep. And of course, to do what you want with it. But at the end of the day, I know for sure Daniel would never give it to somebody that he doesn't know. You're not finna come in here and act like you the rightful owner of something that's mine. Girl, please. So, I knew for sure that it had to be something of that caliber where it's like someone is coming in and trying to act like what is rightfully his is now theirs. And the only person that made sense in my mind to do that was some estranged family members who know that he has this fortune, and now that his mother is gone, are using this opportunity to try and take it from under him. As everything is going down, they pretty much threatening his empire, threatening his family. And there is a moment in the book that I wanted to have one of those canon events that I like to write down to make sure that I remember that this is what I need to happen. Is that on the day that they first arrive, they end up having a dinner with Daniel and Angel in Celeste's estate, which is Sar estate in Naples, Italy. They end up having a dinner with them. And as Daniel was asking these questions, so what do y'all want from me? They start to act a little froggy, like I said. But one thing in particular that happens that seals their fate is they start to act like they want to buck up at Angel. And if I haven't made it clear, I'm going to make it clear right now. Daniel is irrevocably, utterly, whole body, mind, and soul in love with Angel. He has been since he met her. Okay? He fell first, then she ended up falling, and then she fell again. But he is in love with that girl. She could stub her toe and he will shoot the drawer. like that's how much he loves her. And I know for sure that seals their fate because one, you're not going to threaten my wife whether she was with my child or not. But you going to threaten my wife and she carrying my child? I don't care if you don't know that. It's up. It's up. And now you're dead. Now you're dead. See what you did? See what you made me do? And honestly, it's like, I need that to happen. I need him to remember who he is. I need him to remember, like, you have people to protect. You have people to take care of. And yeah, you want to do that without the business. But without the business, you don't have the power that you once had. And yeah, people still will remember your name. People still will remember the things that you did that got you the notoriety for not taking no bull and being no nonsense. Of course, people will still remember that. But without this business, you do not have the same amount of power that you would have had if you would have stayed in the business. So he remembers the power that comes with it. He remembers the responsibility, of course, because he's already feeling the weight of that responsibility. But at the end of the day, the power is what keeps him in the space that he's in. The power is what keeps him on the throne that he's on. And the power is what keeps him with the power to protect the people that he loves. So he remembers who he is. And within this, as I'm thinking of these themes, what came to mind for certain chapters, certain names, themes that I really want to drive through very specifically and very detailed in certain parts of this book, it gives like sovereign king, right? It gives you are crowned now, like where are you going? Like, you can't leave the throne. After you done got crowned, you can't leave the throne. And especially because I already have a chapter called Divine Ordinance. I call it Divine Ordinance because she is pregnant at the same time that his mother is slowly transitioning to the other side, right? So it's sort of this equal exchange, if you will, this divine ordinance that even though Daniel is losing someone very near and dear to him, he will get someone in return. And that sounds a bit like sacrificey, but I promise that's not what I mean. I just mean that a lot of times that is recognized in the spiritual world, the spiritual community, is as above, so below. As within, so without. Whatever is taken must have to return. Whatever goes up must come down. Things like that. And every birthday that you have, someone is dying. That's just how the world works. That is the circle of life. Since we're talking about Lion King, I thought it was a beautiful way to not only give him light for the future, but to sort of restore his love, restore something that he feels is lost, but he will soon learn that it's always with him. And that's the love of his mother. Project Carnelian is a bit sappy. It is about grief. It is about family. It is about true love. It is about taking your rightful place on a throne. It is about remembering who you are and being that to the fullest extent that you possibly can. And then further on, we will see Angel have a bit of a redemption arc herself. And not so much that motherhood calls for redemption, but I think because she had to take care of her husband very early in the marriage. And when I say very early, like, it wasn't, like, the day that they got married, he got the call that, oh, she's on the floor, you need to come right now. So right off the heels of her marriage, she has to take care of her husband. She has to put forth the work that she just talked about in the vows, okay? And that is 100% what a marriage is for. You're supposed to be able to be there for the person, not just be able to say it in a vow and then later on don't follow through on promise. But I feel like there wasn't even really a honeymoon phase. And though they do have a bit of a honeymoon phase in Italy in his mother's estate, it's not a full honeymoon. So, at a certain point after the baby is born and has been, getting nurtured and nursed and loved on, she has to remember who she is as well. But that looks completely different than Daniel's looks. His is more of a kingdom sort of thing, and Angel's is more of a city girl vibe. It's like I got to remember my roots. Okay, I have to go back to the roots, and my girl need to go back to the club. Okay, and it's not even so much that I want her to be clubbing and acting crazy, but it's more so of like she has to find herself within herself again. By the end of Project Carnelian and within the time of Project Golden, which is the third book, which is set coincidentally 3 years after Project Carnelian, Angel has only known herself in this new world as mommy and wife. And so she has to remind herself that I was a person before I gave birth. I was a person before I tied the knot with this man. You know what I mean? And that's not to say, like I said, that it's a redemption arc, like she has to throw away everything that she loves. It's more so of her remembering who she is so she can be better for the things that she loves. Because, of course, she still loves her husband. She still loves her baby. These are not things that will change, right? She wants to just remember who she is so she can feel like herself again. And that's what Project Golden is about. We're not talking about that today, but I just wanted to, sit here with you guys, talk a little bit. Um, about what Project Carnelian is giving at this point of my writing. And I really hope that you enjoyed hearing me rant and ramble about what's very much a passion project for me, even though it is my most prioritized project as well. It is something that I love to do because I just love writing. It brings me so much joy. So I hope that you just keep writing. And until next time, bye bye.